In this video we're going to talk about adding questionnaires to Procurement Pal. So questionnaires are important for two reasons. One, you can use a questionnaire for the onboarding process when you add a new supplier, and in that case a supplier will be greeted with the questionnaire as they come onto Procurement Pal, and they have a set of questions they need to answer in order to be approved as a supplier for our client. And secondly, you can use a questionnaire as part of an event. So if there's a particular question that's pertinent to some business that you would like to award to a supplier, a questionnaire can be used just like a master variable can be, and uses a weighting within an event in order to award business, and that will become clear as you go through the training videos. So firstly, I'm going to show how to actually create a questionnaire. So again, you go to Account Management and Questionnaires. You can see there's already a supplier onboarding questionnaire that's been created with 4 sections, and I'll show you that shortly. But just quickly, I'll show you how to actually create a questionnaire. So add questionnaire. I'm just going to call this test. And then you're asked to put in a weighting model. Now a weighting model, this will apply when you're doing questionnaires as part of events mainly, but also as part of the onboarding process. So no weighting will mean that we don't score the questionnaire at all. These are just questions you want to ask a supplier. Or you can add weightings to the questionnaire, they'll add up to 100%, or you can split the questionnaire into sections and questions, and in that instance all questions in each section must add up to 100% and all sections must add up to 100%. So it's really up to you how you structure this questionnaire in Procurement Pal for your needs. So we're just going to do a no weighting questionnaire here, and I'll show you one with weighting shortly. So firstly, you need to add a section in a questionnaire. So we'll call this general, and there's no weighting. So this is just information about the supplier. And I'm going to add that. So once you've added a section, you can then add a question to that section. So I'm going to add a question here. My question is going to be, I don't know, what year were you established? And then I get to choose an answer type. There's many different answer types in the questionnaires. So you can do a single line text, a paragraph text, which allows you to add a little bit more information, a drop down list, so you'll be able to give them several options to choose from, a checkbox list, so it's possible to score several options for the drop-down list, a yes or no answer on a scale of 1 to 10, digits only, or a file upload. So for instance, in this particular one, I can just ask for a single line text. So I'm asking when they're established, so I just want an answer in terms of single line text, and the answer is required, and then I add that. And then you can see there the questions being added to the section. I could answer another one, so how many employees do you have? And I could ask for digits only, answers required, and add that. Another example maybe is, can you provide an ISO 9001 cert? And for this particular one I could say I want a file upload because I want proof that they've actually got the certification, and the answer is required. So you can see there's a number of different ways to add questions, and you can add sections if you want to. So if you wanted to have something more related to I don't know, environmental issues, and I could add a question to that. So I could ask something like, are you ISO 14001 certified, which I believe is the accreditation for environment. and it could be a yes or no answer. Again, it could be a file load answer, so I could put yes or no, and I can score them for a yes, and I can score them for a no. And if you really is important to you, you can actually fail suppliers based on an answer of no if you want to. I'm not going to do that in this instance, but this really starts to allow you to ask the same questionnaires to all your suppliers, so they're on a level playing field. And if there is particularly important things, such as things around quality, environmental, sustainability, business integrity, ethics, all these aspects can be incorporated into these questionnaires. And if there is anything, like I said, that's pertinent to your business, you can fail them for scoring certain answers. So if they weren't ISO 14001 certified, and that's really important to my business, I could say fail them on that particular question. And automatically, when they answer that question, it will invite me to fail that supplier. You can override it if you want, but this is again trying to treat all our suppliers on a level playing field, as I said. So for this moment, I'm not going to say fail, but I am going to say answer required and add. You can add as many sections as you like. You can add as many questions as you like, and the supplier will go through and answer these either as they are onboarded onto Procurement Pal, or like I said, as part of an event. And when you're ready with your questionnaire, you just press save and continue, and you'll see the questionnaire has been saved. I'll show you just a really crude example of a supplier onboarding questionnaire here. You can see that it's been called Supplier Onboarding Questionnaire. The weighting model is questions and sections all must add up to 100%. So you can see I've got a health and safety section, I've got a quality assurance section, I've got an environmental section, and I've got a corporate responsibility section. Each of these areas are scored 25% each. So each of those sections has an equal weighting. And then within those sections, I have a certain number of questions, and I've weighted those questions to add up to 100% for that section. So you'll see that when you go through and suppliers answer these questions, you'll get a very, very quick comparison of your suppliers and their ability to answer these questions which are important to you. You can see you've got different types of questions in here as well. So I've got yes or no questions, I've got file upload questions, I've got multi-line text questions. Again, it's really up to you how you structure this, and you be creative as possible if you need to be. If I change a section weighting to 20 there, it will not add up to 100% if I add up all my sections. So 25, 20, 25 and 25 equals 95%, and you'll get a prompt here to say, your weighting's not adding up to 100%, so you need to look at this, and it won't let you save and continue. If you change that back to 25, so it is weighted properly as 100%, you can then save and continue, and then you're able to save your questionnaire. But as I said, you can add whatever questions you like to this questionnaire to get the supplier to answer, and you can do this at the point of onboarding the supplier, so they can't use the Procurement Pal software until you've onboarded them and approved them, or you can use it as part of an event. So I could get each supplier to answer this questionnaire as part of a request for quotation, and if I don't like some of the answers, I could fail them as part of that event, or I could use the scoring of those questionnaires within that event to weight the importance of those questions to price and lead time and payment terms, whatever I want. So the event is adequately proportioned about what is important to me when I award this piece of business. And that'll become more obvious in the later videos. But for now, that's how you create a questionnaire. And if there's any questions on this particular video, please feel free to email Dan at procurementpal.com.